So that number was 15. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to count 15 cards from the top. 11, 12, 13. If you had said 14, the card would have been the 3 of diamonds. And if you had said 16, the card would have been the 7 of hearts. But you said 15. And the card that is in the 15th position in this deck is the card that you thought of, the Queen of Hearts. What is going on? It's the card trick guy, and I'm going to show you a very, very cool card trick that's personally my favorite card trick, and it's guaranteed to just fool anybody who sees it. So let's get right into it. So just think of when to stop. So let's say we stop right there, and we're just going to add 20 to this card, and that's how many cards we're going to be using for this trick. So in that case, we selected a 7, so we're just going to make 27 cards, and we're going to use those cards for this trick. Okay, so now we have our 27 cards, and all I want the spectator to do is think of a number between 1 and 27. So let's say they think of 15. Alright, 15 is a perfect number. And they can just think of any card in this pile. So we're just going to put up the Queen of Hearts in this pile. Let's say they think of the Queen of Hearts. So 15 and Queen of Hearts. Now all we have to do, now I'm going to do is deal 3 piles. I just want you, the spectator, to remember which pile the card was in. So in this case, it would be in this pile right here, as you can see with the Queen of Hearts. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take the cards and just put them back into one big pile of 27. So we can deal the cards face up again. Alright, so now we have our 3 piles again, and the spectator is going to tell me that their card is in this pile right here. And yeah, so they're just going to tell me that their card is in that pile, and we will put the pile back into 27 so we can deal one final time. Okay, so now we can take, is it in this pile? Yes, it is. And we can just take them and square back up once again. So now what I want you to do is think back to that original number that you chose. So that number was 15. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to count 15 cards from the top. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If you had said 14, the card would have been the 3 of diamonds. And if you had said 16, the card would have been the 7 of hearts. But you said 15. And the card that is in the 15th position in this deck is the card that you thought of, the Queen of Hearts. Boom. And yeah, that was the trick. Stick around for the tutorial to see how it's done. And yeah, let's get right into the tutorial. Alright guys, so the way that this trick is done is by getting 27 cards by themselves. So the way I did that was I took a 7, let's pretend that this is a 7, and I did a little Hindu shuffle force. So I just kept doing this and taking top cards off the bottom until they said stop, and boom, it'd be a 3 no matter what. So in that case, it'd be a 3, but we want it to be a 7. So we want it to be 27 cards in the deck. Then once we do that, we tell the spectator to tell us a number, and let's say they select 13 this time. So 13 is fine. And then they can think of any card and make sure that they don't tell you, so it's a much cooler effect. So let's say that they think of the Queen of Spades this time, and that's all we need to know. So we don't know that they thought of the Queen of Spades, but we do know that they thought of the number 13. So now all we do is deal 3 piles. And now here comes the trick part of the trick. So you're going to think back to that original number that they told you, 13, and you're going to add the digits. So 1 plus 3 obviously is 4. And so you're going to take their pile with the 1 that their card is in, and you're going to think back to that number and the sum of the digits. So in this case, that's 4. And you're going to think, where in its own number sequence does it fall in the 3 number sequences up to 10? So I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but what I mean is, on a phone, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So where does that single digit number fall? So in this case, it's 4. So it would be 4, 5, 6, and it's the first number of that sequence. So let's say if it was 5, 4, 5, 6, it'd be the middle number of that sequence. But it's 4 in this case. So since it's the bottom number of the sequence, we take it and we put it at the bottom of the deck, just like that. Now we can deal the cards once again, and a very important part to this trick is make sure you're dealing the cards from face down to face up. If you deal it from face up to face up, this trick will not work because of the order of the cards. So their card was in this pile. And now, for this round, you're going to think of that one-digit number, that's the sum of the digits, so 4 in this case, and you're going to think what group of the 3 groups it is out of 10. So the first group is 1, 2, and 3, the second group is 4, 5, and 6, and the third group is 7, 8, and 9. So it is part of the 4, 5, and 6 group, so we're going to take their cards and we're going to put it in the middle, because 4, 5, and 6 is in the middle. So 1, 2, 3 is at the beginning, 4, 5, and 6 is in the middle, 7, 8, 9 is on the top. So we're going to take that and put it in the middle. Then we're just going to deal the cards one last time. And also, I forgot to mention, but after they think of their card, it is okay to shuffle the deck, but just not after you start dealing. So after you start dealing, you can't shuffle the deck anymore, but after they think of their card, it's completely okay to shuffle. And when there's 27 cards, it's completely okay to shuffle. So now their card is in this pile right here, the Queen of Spades. And what you're going to do is you're going to think back to the original number, not the digits of the original number, and not the sum of them, but the original number itself. So in this case, that was 13. And you're going to think what group it lands out of 27. So what I mean by that is that there's 3 groups. So 1 to 9 is a group, then 10 to 18 is another group, and then 19 to 27 is the third group. So this one falls under 10 to 13. So the pile with their card should go in the middle, because 10 to 13 is the middle group out of 27. So boom, the trick is done just like that, and we can deal out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you could say if you thought of 12, it would have been the 3 of clubs. If you thought of 14, it would have been the 6 of diamonds. But you thought of 13, and the number at the 13th position was the Queen of Spades. And just like that, their minds will be wowed. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please let me know. Peace.